For most of my life, there was not enough to go around. I remember the first time I went to a food bank and they gave me an onion. I actually cried, and not like onion cried, but cried, because it wasn't required food. It was flavor, and that was a luxury I couldn't really ever afford. And then I learned that they had like taco seasoning, and oh my God, it was amazing. But when you're used to getting by on so little, and the only security you really feel you have is the ability to make a dollar stretch, it is scary to ask for help. And you wonder who you're taking it away from. So when people take aid when they're destitute as opposed to like nearly, I think people can jump into judgment because they probably need the aid just as much as the person who received it, and they're scared it won't be there when they're long past needing it. And guys, there's enough to go around.
Just a friendly reminder that in 15 years, everyone will claim that they were never a part of MAGA.
So this has already started to happen, and I've noticed this being a stand-up comic who goes on tour. So in January, my husband and I performed in a city that was definitely very Republican conservative heavy. We drove down and there were Trump MAGA signs everywhere. When we performed our sets, it was very clear that it was a very conservative audience. Both my husband, Dave, and I have like a lot of progressive jokes in our set, so like we're on stage like rewriting our entire set as quickly as we possibly can to ensure that like we would get out of there alive. So recently we were hired back to perform in that same city. And since we already did it, we're like, okay, we now know what we're getting into. Let's, get sets prepared that we know will work in those cities. And we drove in and we noticed that the Trump signs were gone. Not just a few, we couldn't find one. The main drive that we took into the city was literally littered with MAGA. They were gone. We were shocked. Now, I'm sure in other parts of the city, I'm sure people still had their signs up, but it was like night and day from like the last time we came down, which was in January. And the crowd looked the same. They were about the same age group. They were dressed the same. They looked the same in terms of like ethnicity. It looked like a bunch of old white boomers. But Dave went up before me and I could see him about halfway through his set going, I'm gonna try something. And he did one of his really super progressive jokes. When I tell you, I have never seen that joke crush as hard as it did, I was shocked. It was a literal applause break. I was literally holding my breath while he was doing that joke, because I was like, oh my God, they're gonna turn on him. They're gonna start throwing things at him. Literal applause break. So yeah, no, I'm seeing in little baby ways, it's already happening. It's not like enough. But yeah, no, people are already trying to erase their actions. So start keeping track of those receipts now, because they're already starting to erase what they've done.
For years, political divisions have been growing stronger, with less middle ground and more US versus them thinking. Now, as financial pressures increase, those divisions are becoming.
There is something so insidious happening right now to the Black community, and most white people literally have no idea it's even happening. The Black community is under attack right now at a level we haven't seen probably since the Civil Rights era. With the Supreme Court gutting the Voting Rights Act earlier today, you've got the purge of Black federal workers, attacks on nonprofit funding with the whole DEI boogeyman, you've got attacks on the social safety net, overt racism is on the rise across the board, and they're tired, y'all. They are exhausted by this onslaught, and it's self-proclaimed white Christians leading the charge against them on all of these fronts. So if you are a white Christian and you are not deceived by Trump, we need to rally together around our Black brothers and sisters right now. We need to form a wall around them, and we need to say no more. No more, because this isn't right, and we cannot stand by and do nothing as they are getting absolutely pummeled like Reconstruction just ended or something.
You guys okay?
Yeah, I'm pretty fine.
Come here, man. Hey. I know you guys are going through a lot right now, and with all this racism and all these evil white Christians running around trying to teach you that Jesus would not have married the homosexuals and done the abortions, but he believes in all and stuff. So I just want to let you guys know I'm here. But more importantly than that white liberal man is here for you. And he is tired of people ignoring the pain you're going through. He is not going to let us suffer anymore. Thank you, liberal white man. I don't know what we would have done without you. Are you guys gonna think that you're not gonna? No. We love the liberal white man.
The things that he promised he would do, in ways he said he would get rid of people, in ways he said he would take healthcare away and food from children. He is doing all of that and more. So saying that you voted for him just because of what he said and not because you were lied to is a little bit wild. But hey, I am glad you're awake now, and I am glad you're on the bright side, and I truly hope nothing but the best for you and your children.
The American flag stands for compassion, kindness, liberty, justice for all. We're all human, and today I'm asking for one human act of compassion to please let my dad come home.
Quick question. Did you think that the American flag stood for compassion and kindness when you voted for who you voted for? Because let me show you something.
And the science and experience we've developed here will live on through you. On behalf of the board, the leadership team, and myself personally, thank you for your passion, your ideas, and your perseverance. Perhaps more importantly, while we assembled phenomenal individuals together as a team, we fostered an even more phenomenal culture together. While war in its current state will not continue, our culture will ensure so many of these relationships will continue going forward, both professionally and personally. Your work mattered, it still matters.
That was my CEO, shutting down our entire company, where that man has dedicated his life to science and treating cancer patients such as your father. And we had to stop. All of us got laid off because of your vote. So let me ask you another question. Would you still regret your vote if this didn't happen to you personally? Because I went back a couple of videos on your page to find out where was the outrage when this happened to a child, an American child that was deported mid-cancer treatment. And what I saw on your page was you being hot. I didn't see you being outraged. I didn't see you being upset. I didn't see you speaking up. So your cry is not really regret or remorse. Your cry is entitlement. You're crying because you were told no. You're crying because they denied you. Because if they had accepted your father to stay here, you wouldn't regret your vote. You would think that your president was still your hero. Because the outrage, the remorse, and the regret should have started months ago when this was happening to other people. When this was happening to thousands of other people that also have families, that also have children, that also have wives. You didn't care back then. Now you care.
Seeing people regret voting for Trump is so annoying to me. I thought it was going to be kind of satisfying because it's like, I told you so. We all told you. But it's infuriating because we did tell you. We've been telling you. You had him for 4 years. You didn't realize that it was probably not a good decision. He told you exactly what he was going to do. Professionals said, hey, this isn't going to be good. This is going to negatively impact you. And y'all didn't listen. You still voted for him. We had so many celebrities, so many influencers out here saying, hey, vote for Trump, da-da-da-da. And now they're all backpedaling. And it's only because it's affecting you now? You didn't care that all these other minorities were being affected, but now that it's affecting you, now you care. Well, lucky for you, we're all just screwed now. So, it's great.
Are you a farmer? If you're not a farmer, you don't have to pay attention. Since I'm in the financial world, every day I read the New York Times business section. Headline today, China bought $12.6 billion in U.S. soybeans last year. Now it's $0. Almost $13 billion versus zero. Farmers ain't going to be happy. Why did this happen? Yeah. Because of Trump's tariffs. That's exactly why it happened. There is no other reason. Okay, you might say, what about other countries of the world? Are they buying American soybeans?
Hello guys, how are you all doing today? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are feeling great. This video reflects my personal opinion and decision. This video is for educational purpose only. It's not meant to harass or harm any individual. So guys, there's been a lot of videos I've been seeing all over the social media these days whereby white folks are coming out to complain their regrets for voting for Trump 2024. And this is really serious, guys. You need to see how white folks are crying all over the internet that the situation right now is going unbearable and they want Black Americans to come to their rescue by supporting them for a protest. It's very, very funny because I thought about it. Why do you guys need the Black people's help right now? Why do you need Black American right now? Well, let's dive into some of the videos I have for us to watch and there will be back commentaries. Stay tuned, guys.
Come there, let's meet there. And all of you need to be arming yourselves in one way or another, whether that's physically or mentally. You need to be ready. There is no talking to evil. There's no having conversations and figuring out things with evil people. And I know you guys don't want to think about fellow people as evil. But guys, villains have always existed and they always will unless we do something about them. And we all know that words will do nothing. Peaceful protest at this point should just be left to Black Americans who can sit on their couches while we are in the streets fucking things up like we should be. Because the buck stops here. I don't care if I'm the only fucking one. I'm going to do something about this myself because I have the means, and it was gifted to me at birth. Because that's how this administration works. That's how this country works. I will be looked at with more compassion. I will be on the front lines while they're trying to talk this through with me because they think that we have some sort of kinship because we're white.
Peyton gets it. Shouts out to Peyton. His name is Peyton Vanest. Vanest. He gets it. He's literally doing a call to action for his fellow YT Americans saying, hey, meet me in DC this day, this time. Come prepared. Black Americans, the only one that needs to be peacefully protesting at home from their couch, because he knows that his skin color is a form of protection. So for everybody else to be telling us to get out there and fight against ICE for whatever reason, illegal immigration, knowing damn well that they would love for us to be out there to use us for target practice, is diabolical, especially when we have been at the forefront, our ancestors, our lineage, and us, because we've been protesting too, present, like in modern times, we've been at the forefront of every situation when it comes to injustice, especially as it pertains to law enforcement. So when, like, they do need to show up. I've been saying this from the beginning. Like, we don't need to, they need to show up. They need to get as mad as they did on January 6th. Period. Because I don't think that any of us needs to be risking our lives to go out there at this time. Now, if ever comes a point when we need to, then we will put boots to the ground. We know how. We've been doing it for centuries. But to see other Black people, other Black Americans in particular, calling us lazy, denigrating us, talking down on us because we as a collective are saying, hey, we're not going to go out there. This is not our fight. It's utterly diabolical. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. Shouts out, once again, shouts out to Peyton Vanest, because he know what's going on. He gets it.
There is something so insidious happening right now to the Black community, and most white people literally have no idea it's even happening. The Black community is under attack right now at a level we haven't seen probably since the Civil Rights era. You know, with the Supreme Court gutting the Voting Rights Act earlier today, you've got the purge of Black federal workers, attacks on nonprofit funding with the whole DEI boogeyman. You've got attacks on the social safety net. Overt racism is on the rise across the board. And they're tired, y'all. They are exhausted by this onslaught. And it's self-proclaimed white Christians leading the charge against them on all of these fronts. So if you are a white Christian and you are not deceived by Trump, we need to rally together around our Black brothers and sisters right now. We need to form a wall around them, and we need to say no more. No more, because this isn't right, and we cannot stand by and do nothing as they are getting absolutely pummeled like Reconstruction just ended or something.
Remember when y'all said that Black people were voting for comfort? Remember when y'all said that? Remember when you sat there in your chair over your phone and took your little thumbs and texted as fast as you could in our comment sections and in our DMs and told us that we were voting for comfort? Remember when we told y'all that this was not the one to play with and y'all mass reported our accounts? Remember when you filled our DMs and you filled our comment sections with hatred? Remember when you looked at Angela Davis and questioned her advocacy because she wasn't saying and doing exactly what you wanted her to do? Remember when we told y'all this wasn't the one to play with and y'all doxed us and y'all harassed us and y'all harassed our families? Now look. Now look. And oddly, now Those same people who did all of that are nowhere to be found. Haven't said a word. Haven't said a lick. Completely transitioned their content. Won't own up to their own responsibility. Because a bunch of black folk told y'all what we needed to do. And y'all blatantly ignored us. And worse, attacked us.
Silent rage, silent anger. That rage you can't see. That rage that doesn't yell. That rage is just rage. I've always said this. If a person can talk and yell at you, you're probably safe. But when you see Mr. Rodney Hinton Jr. in that courtroom, and when I tell you, that silent rage, and you know, people mistake black Americans sitting out. People mistake that black Americans sitting out doing line dances and stuff. That's a dangerous thing. When I tell you, that's a dangerous thing. And this happened with more than just black Americans months ago. Yeah, this happened with Luigi. Silent, never been in trouble. Just like Mr. Rodney Hinton Jr. Silent rage. That's some serious stuff. The laws of this country and what's going on in this country pushing things to the brink. People can say it started with a stolen car. People can say, oh, this, and no, it didn't start there. It didn't start there at all. It doesn't start on the streets. It didn't start on the streets when Luigi did it. It didn't start on the streets when Mr. Hinton did it. It started right with the lawmakers and the rich folk who are always putting too much pressure on everybody else for decades and decades. And when that pressure has nowhere else to go, it points back to set itself free. It's a dangerous game.
Black people, I can't get through my For You page 3 scrolls without seeing a video about the people over in LA protesting. And if it's not a video about them protesting, it's all these different schools of thought on the protests. Or videos about the relationship that's kind of, I don't want to say fractured, but a little strained between black people and I'll say brown people. And I wasn't going to say nothing because that's like a political conversation, political adjacent conversation, socio-political thing. But I'll tell you this, bro. I'll be 32 this year. I've been living in Florida off and on since 2008, and I've lived in Texas. I've lived around every kind of Hispanic you could think of. Black people, we need to get out of the habit of trying to tell other groups of people who come to this country and want to align themselves with whiteness or be in proximity to whiteness what's going to happen to them. Because the enemy is white supremacy. It does harm to everybody, white people included. But the problem is that people come here and they want to perpetuate it thinking that they can trade and buy into it, not realizing that white supremacy is exclusive. It's not inclusive. You will never be them. Doesn't matter what kind of minority you are. Doesn't matter how you try to breed your way into it. It don't matter how much money you make. You will never be them. Because to them, especially the ones who make the laws and make the money, that's all that matters. And that's not to say you got to turn around and align with us. But you got to align yourself against them on every level. Not just the optics, but the ideas too. And expecting other people to come to bat for you when it's time for you to fight is crazy, especially when we see you and we see how you are. We see what you do. We see what you say. Because black folk, really, we very empathetic and sympathetic towards everybody because we don't want to see nobody go through the same shit that we done been through, bro. But everybody at every turn, every time are apathetic towards us. And we tired. So I'm saying, black people, don't tell nobody shit. Let them figure it out. Let them fight. And pray they win. Because ultimately, a win against white supremacy is still a win, no matter who won.
Yes, welcome back, guys. Welcome back. We can see from the few videos and stitches I just played right now, we can see how a lot of white folks have been crying lately and complaining about the whole situation that has been going on lately in the United States. It's unbearable. There's a lot of increase in prices of goods and all of that. And they are really complaining that the black people are not saying anything about it, and right now they want to have a protest, and they think togetherness will solve everything. That is why they are calling on the black communities to come and help them on protest. That the black people should not just sit on their houses, not just sit on their couch and let them do the protest alone. They are coming out and begging black Americans to come and help them out. Whew, right now, there wants to be a very serious big protest. Is that good? They should have it their way. They should do their things their way, because this is what they put themselves into. This is the situation they fixed themselves into. So they should be the one facing it. And don't call on my black American brothers and sisters for help, because you guys don't deserve their help. You always come to black people anytime you feel you can't be helped anymore. Anytime you feel you can't do anything no more, that's when you like coming to black people for help. So this will be a very serious lesson for you guys to learn. Yes, don't play. Well, we've come to the end of today's video. I want you to drop your super like, thoughts, and comments in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and stay tuned and watch out for my next video. Bye, have a nice day. No, I'm surprised all of a sudden why you want the black American community to come help you after everything you guys did to them, after you guys turned them down when they brought the request of voting for Kamala Harris. They gave you enough valid reasons why you need to vote the right person there, Kamala Harris. I can remember then the black Americans talked to the Hispanics people, they talked to the Latinos, they didn't agree. They even talked to some white Americans, and still yet nobody listened to them. Now that the whole situation is backfiring on the white American, most especially the Latinos and the Hispanics, they feel it's the right time for the black people to come to their rescue. No, things are not done that way. You can't need my help all of a sudden after you turned me down when I needed your help. So I would say, my black American brothers and sisters, you guys are really doing a nice job by showing them that they deserve what they are facing today, because they are the ones that vote Trump in, and now they're still the one regretting it, coming out all over the social media to lay their complaints. You guys would have just listened to these black people, but you guys don't want a black person on that seat because of your racism of superiority and supreme power, and that's very bad. So guys, I want you to drop your super thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Credit belongs to the original creator of every single stitches and clips we have in this episode today. I want you guys to also stay tuned and watch out for my next video, guys. Stay blessed.